What's the craziest way someone's advice has backfired on you? My boss is the type who polishes his 3 ties and thinks that counts as strategy. I vented to my friend after work, and he told me the magic fix. Just stand up to him, and he'll stop, he said, nodding like he had solved taxes. Sounded simple, and my brain clapped for it. So I walked in the next day fully committed to being a new person with the same paycheck. At 9:02, he started. He circled the room telling people to add passion to spreadsheets. He stood over my chair doing that exaggerated sigh. That says he invented effort. I looked at my friend's text one more time and felt brave in the worst way possible. Hey, I said, calm and steady. You're being annoying and killing the mood. Maybe the work here would be way better if you weren't such a backseat manager. His eyebrows jumped, and then fell so hard the room got quieter. He stared at me like I asked him to donate a tie to charity. What did you just say to me? He said, voice loud enough to reset my heart rate. You're rude all the time. You never actually encourage any better production, and would rather lurk over people all day than improve the actual job. I said, still calm, chasing the plan like a checklist. You nitpick everything and you don't help. You barely give time off except federal holidays. And you put stupid deadlines for things that are almost impossible. He stepped closer and pointed at the floor next to my chair, like I was supposed to stand on it and confess. That's disrespectful, he snapped. You crossed the line. I wasn't backing down, because I already started reading from the script in my head. It's fair, I said. You talk to people like they don't know how to breathe. His face went bright in a way that made the plant in the corner reconsider life. You are a terrible employee, he said, waving his hand at my monitor like it was guilty. You don't get to talk to me like that. From a nearby desk, someone coughed into a mug and immediately stopped. I repeated the sentence that started the fire because I thought consistency was key. You're just annoying and could be doing something better with your time. He grabbed a folder that had nothing in it and slammed it down like it was evidence. Get out, he said, sharp and final. You're done here. He wasn't talking about a break. He wasn't talking about a meeting. He was talking about my entire job. Wait, I said, hands up, still trying to salvage the theory. You're rude to everyone, and it's hard to work when you do that. Hard to be the boss of a one-man company. Not that you'd know, he shot back, with a tone that made the wall clock stare at the wall. I gave it one last go. Well, I didn't want to be fired, but I know that this company will perish in less than 2 years if you don't get it together. You'd rather fire people trying to help you instead of just taking the advice. You're a bum. That last sentence must have done it, because now he was worked up. Hand me your badge. I unclipped it, and it did that little retracty thing and smacked my wrist on the way out. The entire room watched the door like it was a show. He stood in the doorway for an extra second to make sure the dramatic echo landed. I walked to my desk, packed the world's saddest tote, and shut down my computer in silence. He watched me wait for the spinning circle and said nothing. On the way to the elevator, the receptionist did that sympathetic mouth twist that says she already heard everything through the phone lines. Security held the door and asked if I needed help carrying the tote, which made it worse. I said no, and missed the first elevator because it was full of my coworkers not blinking. I went straight to my friend's place, because I wanted to hand-deliver the results. He opened the door smiling because he always smiles when chaos visits me. Well, he said. I gave him the highlight reel in 10 seconds flat. He laughed like he bought tickets. No pause, no sympathy, just pure joy sprayed into the air. You actually said shut up, he wheezed. Yes, I said, holding the tote higher. He bent over and slapped his knee, and I stared at a plant that had better boundaries than me. You told me to stand up to him, I said, sounding normal for someone standing in socks on a welcome mat with no job. That was obviously a joke, he said, wiping his eyes. No one actually does it. My phone buzzed with an email from HR offering me my final paycheck and a link to exit paperwork. It included a survey asking how likely I was to recommend the company to a friend. I showed it to him and he laughed even harder.